Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Strap yourselves in for the Gaming Hub. With your hosts, Tyler.
You can't handle the truth!
Graham.
The force is strong in this way.
And Steven.
You cannot be serious!
Let's get started.
Alrighty.
Hey everybody, welcome into the Gaming Hub. This is episode number 126. I'm your host Tyler, saying thank you so much for joining us this week. And I'm joined as always by our two co-hosts, so let's say hi to them, starting with Graham. Graham, how are you doing today?
I am doing quite well, thank you. The weather kind of warmed up, but I stayed inside. I played some great games. I got through Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was a bit of an ongoing thing. I wanted to get through that, and definitely I've enjoyed that. We'll definitely get more deeper into talking about that with something upcoming. Also played some NHL 19 as usual. That's kind of our go-to. It was getting a little bit rough, but still enjoying that game. And also played some State of Decay 2 as well. Still curious about that game. It's fun. There's a lot of stuff to it, which I haven't really gotten into, but pretty much just running over zombies and crashing cars, all that fun stuff.
So, did you say Fortnite, Graham? I didn't.
I did play Fortnite.
Yeah, you're on your way to becoming a pro. You're like the next ninja now, right?
Yes, pretty close. That's the next step for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you any good at building?
No, not really.
No?
I kind of learned though you could build a ramp straight up and jump and do a little double tap of A, and then you can kind of float to help you get out of that circle of death. So learn a little bit, building a little bit.
Okay.
Not getting too far though,
Okay. Well, that sounds super kind of fun. And but let's say hi to our other co-host, Steven. How are you?
Oh, as I alluded to the couple people that were on Twitch, I had a interesting week. It was pretty long. Nothing specific, but work and school like to just sometimes team up to attack you, and that kind of happened this week. So I'm glad it's the weekend for sure, because I'll hopefully get to play a couple games or watch a couple movies at least, or just something. But now I can't believe it, but I'm 4 weeks into school already, which is a quarter of the way done with the semester, and dude, time flies. Because I already have midterm constantly. I had one a week ago, one this week, and two next week, so that'll be fun. But other than that, gaming wise, like I said, I hadn't really played all that much. I did buy FIFA. I didn't think I was going to, but I ended up playing the trial and having fun, and was like, screw it. I didn't buy last year's. I'm going to buy this year's. And so I've been playing that. And, I do love my soccer or football everywhere else in the world. Go Arsenal. And then I've also been playing, I bought Hollow Knight because it just came in. It was $11 or $11.99 on the Xbox store. I was not going to pass it. I would have paid $25 or $30. The game is amazing. But for $11, I definitely think y'all should check it out, because that's pretty cheap for a phenomenal game. And other than that, I've also been playing Dragon Quest XI. I'm slowly working my way through it. I probably play for half an hour to an hour a night, or not a night, but the times I play. But I'm having a blast with that game as well. It's very relaxing, and actually it's one of the few video games that is relaxing. But so yeah, how are you, Tyler? What have you been up to?
I'm pretty good. Dealing with some fall allergies, which are always 10 times worse for me than spring. So if any of that comes across on the show today, I apologize in advance. We're going to try to avoid that, though. But been pretty good. Played a fair amount of games this week. Played some Madden, did some Ultimate Team stuff, solo challenges, been working on solo battles, stuff like that. A little bit of NHL, got into the World of Chell mode again. Excuse me, and finished off NHL 3s, which was so much bigger than I thought it was going to be, but I kind of reached that point of no return where I really wanted the achievement for some reason, and kept going till I got it. So I got that yesterday, but I also played some Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty 4 online. which I'm surprised myself that I did, but I did that. Had a pretty decent time with both. Definitely had a little bit more fun in Battlefield, but enjoyed, both games quite a bit. So, got some good stuff in this week, and I don't remember if I finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider before we went live last weekend or not, but I also finished that. So, yeah, it's been a pretty decent week. All right, dogs are causing chaos in the background here.
Settle down, dogs.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Good job,
insanity.
Charles.
No, it's the other one this time. So, but it's usually Charles. But anyway, it's been a pretty decent week. But great, glad to hear everybody's doing well. Let's get all the business out of the way before we jump into news. And we'd love to have you join the community. We've seen a lot of growth with the podcast lately. That is awesome. So we really want to see continued growth with our community as well. We'd love to have you join if you're listening. So there's a few different ways you can do that. You can go to Facebook and look up the Gaming Hub forums there. You can go to Twitch, where we're broadcasting live right now, and look up TXH Gaming Hub. Make sure you hit follow so you're notified every single time we go live. And when you're on either of those, you'll see a link to our Discord channel, our Discord server, which has a lot of different stuff going on it, a lot of different chats, a really good chat with our community going on in our Discord. So we have everything from general discussion to stuff on each different console. We also have a dedicated channel for some of our favorite games that a lot of our community plays. So we have a Madden franchise, which you can join from either Facebook or Discord. We have a channel dedicated specifically to that. We're going to have a lot more community events coming up as well, and those will be mostly run and communicated about through Discord. So please join that. We have a Twitter, which, Steven, you kind of took the reins on today, and we'll be doing so going forward. So we're excited about that. We'll be doing more on Twitter as we go forward, but that is also at TXH Gaming Hub. And YouTube, starting small, but, every achievement's a big one. We haven't really focused too much on YouTube yet. That's going to change, but we did hit 100 subs, so we'll be able to have a custom, URL for that. We'll get that set and up on the show notes, hopefully, before this episode gets posted. So, but if you want to search on YouTube, it is the Gaming Hub podcast there. If you want to help support the show, there's a couple ways to do that as well. On Twitch, like I said, TXH Gaming Hub. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. And if you choose to use that on us, that's awesome. We would love that. But if you don't, that's cool. Just use it on somebody and help them grow and help them achieve the things they want to achieve. It's absolutely free for you, included as a benefit of being an Amazon Prime member. So please use that, help support somebody. And like I said, if you choose to use it on us, we'd really, really appreciate that. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/gaminghub. And there's a couple things that we want to talk to you about there, because there's a couple changes that are taking place this week with Patreon. So the changes really are all cosmetic. Nothing's really going to change. But other content creators, they haven't come to us yet, but they've come to some other content creators saying, hey, you're no longer allowed to offer raffle entries as a reward for different levels of Patreon support. Okay, cool. We get that. It's gambling and there's a big focus on that right now. Cool. We're not going to change anything. We're still going to have a monthly giveaway for Patreon. We're just not going to mention it on the actual Patreon page. Okay, so we adjusted that a little bit. We also adjusted how we're going to do that giveaway, not in terms of how it's going to be selected and whatnot, but it's no longer going to be a full $60 game, because some months, we get it, there might not be a game you're all that excited about, but a $60 gift card would go a long way if you want something on sale. Well, Black Friday's coming up in just a couple months. You can pick up a lot of stuff for that on whichever online store you go to. And maybe you're a movie fan. Maybe you want to pick up a couple movies or TV shows or whatever it is. We think that's a better way to take care of you for helping support us. And we're going to do that going forward. So it's going to be $60 in gift cards. Or, because they don't offer $60 gift cards. So it'll be $60 in gift cards. Rather than a full $60 game. So, but it's not going to say enter it in. I think we put special event in there, monthly special event in the description. That's the $60 giveaway. Okay. So just so we all know that, we'll have a full description of all the stuff that we're doing on our Discord. So you can easily go there and take a look and see what the benefits are of becoming a patron. So we really appreciate everybody that's helped support us there so far. Honestly, guys, it means so much more than you know.
Yes,
to
thank
see
you.
you, like, you know, just really buy into what we're doing here and what we want to achieve and all that stuff. And it is honestly humbling to see the support that we've gotten. And I want to send a special shout out to Michael F. and D Messenger. You guys helped support us just this week. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it more than you know. And, you know, we hope to continue delivering good content for you, better content going forward. And we have a lot of goals we want to achieve. We can't do it without you guys in the community. So if you are in a position and you choose to help support us, we'd be so thankful if you did. If not, totally cool. We get it. Now everybody's in a position to do that, or you just might choose not to, and you just want to listen to the show. That's awesome. We love having you be part of the community. So, all right. That's that. Now, one last announcement I want to make. Okay, so bear with me for a second, but this is really important because you're going to want to hear this. This is for everybody in our community. Everybody listening, whether you're part of Facebook, Discord, or not, it's there. Starting next week. So we have a tradition here on this show of doing pretty extensive holiday giveaways. We want this year to be bigger than ever. And Steven and I were talking like a couple weeks ago, and we're thinking of, it all started like in Discord. Somebody's like, I wish you guys would do like a trivia thing or something. And we're thinking of how we could do that. There's really no way to pull that off without being a total ripoff of like Podcast Unlocked. We don't want to do that. We've seen shows totally rip stuff off from us, and honestly, it kind of sucks. So we don't want to do that. But we started kicking around other ideas, like what kind of cool stuff can we do that's unique and different? So I was kind of thinking, like when I was a kid, we had this thing called the Winter Carnival, and there is like this treasure hunt type thing where every day they hide a medallion somewhere in the city, and every day there's a clue in the newspaper. And Steven, just so you know, newspaper is like this thing. It's printed on actual paper that provides the news. I know those don't exist anymore.
I grew up having the newspaper.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding with you, man.
It's called his iPad.
Yeah, right? It's an iPad, like, on paper, folded in half.
In fact, I had...
You get a different one
well,
every day.
actually, I did have a Wall Street Journal membership or subscription once, but I got the one on the phone. So I got it digitally instead of...
Of course you did, yeah. So anyway, there was a clue every day in the newspaper about where this was hidden. And the early clues were like super generic in general. Like you really had no idea. But if it got all the way to the last day, then that clue was like super specific. It's like, it's right here in this park under this bench next to this tree. And somebody would find it. And then win, whatever the dollar amount was. It was pretty cool though. It was a lot of fun. It got people engaged and, really talking about where it might be. So I brought that up and we started talking about like, can we do something like that in our show? And I think we can. So we're going to start next week. And I know like it's October, it's barely October, and we're doing like holiday giveaway stuff. It's weird, but we're going to call it like the 12 Weeks of Christmas giveaway. And it's a treasure hunt. And we're going to give a clue away every single week on mainline episodes. So any special episodes like review episodes or anything Time Patreon exclusive, there won't be clues on those. But every mainline episode that we do once a week, there's going to be a clue. And we'll have a special sound for you to hear. We'll have it for you next week. We're not going to do it at the same time every episode. Some weeks might be at the very beginning. Some weeks might be at the very end. Some weeks we're going to tuck it in between news items. You never know. Okay, so you got to listen. And you have to submit clues. Okay, and you have a limited number of clues to submit. And we'll detail all of that for you.
Answers.
Or answers, yeah, sorry. Answers of what we're thinking of like something from a video game. Okay? That's all I'm going to tell you. Something or someone. Okay? And you submit answers, you get a limited number of guesses as to what the answer is. The only way to submit answers, though, is to join our community through Facebook or Discord. Because we're going to have a Google Forms thing to fill out there, right? So other people can't see what you're guessing and then just piggyback on that and help them figure it out. So your answer is only seen by us. and we can track exactly when it was submitted, who submitted it, and how many guesses you've made that month. Okay? That's going to start next week. The prize is something truly, really cool, and it's a way for us to say thank you to everybody in our community that's helped support us through Twitch subs, Patreon, everything. Which one of you guys wants to announce what we're giving away?
I'll let Steven do the honors.
All right.
I'll do it. Even though it really should be Graham, because what we're giving away is a Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
So if you don't have one, or you want another one for your kids, or your spouse, or your significant other, or your mother, or your father, or your second cousin twice removed.
Or your dog. Maybe your dog's into it.
Yeah, maybe your dog wants a chew toy, and you just want to give them a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, no, don't do that. But that is what we'll be giving away, so... I think that's a pretty cool giveaway. I mean,
how cool is that? We're giving away a Nintendo Switch console. And that's just one of the holiday giveaways we're going to do. Once we hit December, we're still going to have holiday giveaways like every week. But that's the grand prize. And we wanted to find a way that everybody could be included. And nobody has an advantage. Okay?
Well,
except,
not entirely
except one little advantage. Okay? So here's the last part.
Except.
Well, this is possible because of the support we've gotten. Right? Through Twitch subs and especially through Patreon. So, Patreon, if you join as a pledge on Patreon, you help support the show through there, you get an extra clue every single month. Okay? It's not going to be like a December clue in October. It's going to be what the other October clues are, but you get an extra one. Okay? And you get an extra one in November, an extra one in December. And they'll be in line with the quality of clues that you get around that time. Okay, but you get an extra one that's exclusive to patrons. So if you join our Patreon, that's as little as $2 a month to have a chance to win a Nintendo Switch. Okay, to do the monthly giveaway, that's as little as $5 a month. And we're so happy with the involvement we've seen. I can't say thank you enough. This is one way we can, though, to take the way you support us and how you've done it and use that to give back to our community and do something that we hope gets a lot of people engaged. So, anyway, I don't want to ramble on and on about that, but that's our 12 Weeks of Christmas giveaway starting next week, the first episode of October. And we have lots of other giveaways to do, too. We're actually doing one tonight, right, Steven?
Correct.
Our monthly giveaway.
Giving away.
Yeah, we're just giving away a gift card tonight at the end of the show. And the way to enter into that is to ask questions to be read on the show. If your question's read, you're entered to win. Simple as that. Okay. All right. Anything else, guys, before we head into news? We've taken quite a while on that stuff, but it was important to talk about, and I think it's really cool.
No,
it is.
Very
and we might make a second announcement later because there is a sect that likes to skip some of the intro stuff. So we'll announce a little later too.
Yeah.
Just so bear with us there. Just know it's coming towards the end.
Yeah.
But
so maybe right at the end of news, we'll just hit on it real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll just say, hey, go back and listen to the intro if you like to skip the intro. But anyway, with that, guys, let's head into news this week. We got a few things to talk about.
In the news.
we do.
So let's start with Sony. We hear a lot, in our community, like, you guys never talk about Sony. Well, Sony doesn't give us a whole lot to talk about lately. They did this week. They announced that the beta for crossplay is live for Fortnite with select third-party games to come. Was this just a matter of time, guys, that they were going to give in and do crossplay for Fortnite? And second part of that question, before I turn it over to you guys, they've already said this is the first of many to come. They couldn't, confirm anything, although we heard Psyonix say that Rocket League is not in on it yet. And we also heard Pete Hines say that Fallout 76 will not support crossplay. It's too late in the game. Sorry, Graham. But
that's fine.
I don't think
Graham cares. But
no.
So first question, and Graham will go to you first. So first question, was this just a matter of time? Is this something you care about? Okay, and then what other games would you like to see come to crossplay? So Graham, take it.
Okay, first of all, do I care about it? Yes, I care about it. Because it includes more people, it brings friends together from one console and another console together, which is a big thing, right? Because you get this console because your friend has it, but then you have another friend that has like say Xbox and your friend has a PlayStation, we're like, well, we can't play together, but it'd be awesome if we could. But yeah, no, I feel that Sony finally, they're like origami. They folded under pressure because there's lots of pressure for them from all over the place. And what bigger place to get all this pressure from than Fortnite fans? Because it's hard to argue that Fortnite is the biggest game out there right now. Everywhere you look, it's Fortnite. Like Fortnite news everywhere. It dominates. So obviously, I don't know why it took so long, and like they're calling it a beta. What does that mean? It's a beta. Like they're not sure if this is gonna work, or is this gonna be a way they can be like, well, we decided that it's not gonna work, but we tried to give the fans what they wanted. But I don't know. They say it's beta, but yeah, this is definitely what needed to be done. You can see there's things now where it's like, okay, Xbox and Nintendo were together, but now PlayStation is like, okay, we'll join in and stuff like that. But no, it's always great to see more people being included. And like I said, for other games, I was going to say Rocket League, but you said that they said that's not in the cards right now. So if I had to guess one game, I'm going to go with Minecraft. Now, I don't know how easy that's going to be, but there's not many other games I can think of right now would be cross-platform, but between all three consoles. So Minecraft would be my guess. Would be one coming next.
It doesn't have to be all three, Graham. And I'm gonna throw this in as I throw it to Steven here. Steve, what do you think the chances are of Minecraft? Because Microsoft owns that property. So
it's definitely less so than anything else. I just have a hard time seeing that. To answer your original question, though, I would like to talk about it. First of all, Graham, that's an interesting metaphor. I don't think I've ever heard folded like origami. I've heard folded like a lawn chair. But honestly, I didn't expect it. I really thought Sony was going to be so stubborn and just not do it. So it did surprise me. And oh, jeez, I just lost the thought. No,
Where'd that train of thought go?
Oh, it was the question of like, do I care? My first answer was no, but then I it just hit me. Like I said, this week was a bit rough. So apologies if this is never mind. But you'll understand in a second. Like I was thinking, I'm like, wait, we have people in our community that don't play on the Xbox or don't play on the PlayStation, and it's a way for all of us to play together in certain games. And that just kind of hit me not that long ago. And so that's awesome. And actually, like, I changed my answer from not really caring at all about it to like, okay, this is great because it gives us more of an opportunity to play with people we might not normally play. So I'm hoping, I know Fallout's not coming, but maybe like Red Dead, that'd be pretty cool if the people on the Xbox could play with the people on PlayStation. Or I know, I don't want to steal your thunder, Tyler, I'll give you credit here, but you said Destiny. And that's another game that could potentially come. So yeah, I guess I do care about it now because now that I actually put thought into it, other than just a off the cuff answer, like it's great for us, and hopefully for the members of our community that want to play together.
Yeah, and good points, guys. And for me, like Destiny is an obvious one. I think Call of Duty would be an obvious one. My hope. And I know this is dreaming. Like, Graham, this is like Purple Rainbow Unicorn territory almost. But it is... By the way, your heart was broken on that this week because it looked like unicorns might be real early in the week, and then that was shot down quickly with Switch Online.
I'm still hopeful.
With Virtual Console, I should say. But I hope that this gets rid of these stupid, like, content exclusives for games. Like, I don't care about timed exclusive. That's fine. Like, if it's, like Red Dead, they're getting it, they're getting it early. We're going to talk about that.
30 days.
Yeah, 30 days early. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But Call of Duty, they generally get the DLC early. That's fine. But none of this crap like Destiny, where they get, like, a strike that's just for them. That's not putting out the same game for the same price on each console. It's just not. So I hope crossplay gets rid of that garbage, and because of where we're headed, and I think personally, like Sony I don't think they did this because of Xbox and Nintendo, Because I think Xbox and Nintendo had fun putting pressure on Sony, but in the end of the day, I don't know if they really wanted them to do it.
I don't think Nintendo cared, but I
don't
think
think Nintendo cares.
Xbox did.
But Xbox, like, they were winning this PR battle, like, for the first time ever. They didn't even know what to do. Like, it's all of a sudden we have the upper hand in PR. Like, Sony prides themselves on always winning the PR battle. That's how they got to such a fast start this generation. Like, and Microsoft shot themselves in the foot, no doubt. But Sony delivered so well back at like E3 2013, and they just hit the ground running and took off. And that this generation was over sales wise, like 6 months to a year in. I think that they gave in to the fans, and I think they gave in to one of the most powerful games that maybe we've ever seen. Like, Fortnite is a runaway train right now. And I don't know how long they could have held out before giving in on that. And I think, let me ask you guys this. If it wasn't for Fortnite, would this have happened?
I'm just going to go straight up and say no. Like, other fans, they might have been saying, we want this, but they're like, yeah, but we don't think that's a strong enough reason. But I think Fortnite is the strongest reason out there, and I 100% think it was because of the game.
Yeah, with Graham, no.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. So, anyway, Sony's going to have crossplay now, and that's good. Like, I think it's good, but I'm not going to congratulate them.
No.
Because they stomped their foot and were like, no, for, 4 months, from E3 until now, or 3 months, or whatever it is. But they held out as long as they could before this. And they actually said no to crossplay long before that. So, anyway, but it's good that it's happening. It's great for gamers. It's great for our community. Like you said, Steven, we can do a lot more community events now that involve everybody, depending on which games end up having it. So, that's great. All right, let's move on. An Inside Xbox episode took place this week. And, Graham, I don't know if you watched any of it last night. Like, we were talking about it. I watched some of it. This thing was like a commitment, man. This thing was like 3.5 hours. I mean, the Inside Xbox part, I think, was like an hour, maybe 2. I don't know. But they had like they had Forza like forever before it, and then they had something else after. Did you watch any of it?
I did not. I kind of did, but I did not.
Okay. So it started out with Forza Horizon 4 gameplay, and the reviews for this game so far have been incredible. IGN, I think, gave it, a 9.6? That is fantastic. This game looks amazing. Like, Xbox finally has a true first-party game. Unfortunately, it's a niche game that's not going to appeal to everybody, but if you like racing games, I think there's going to be something for you in this game. So, 2 things really stood out to me watching the event that was on this week with Forza 4. The Bond car pack. I'm a big James Bond movie fan, and I was just like in fandom heaven, like nerd heaven, watching these cars and like all the gadgets showing up on there, all the things like the car from Thunderball with the bullet shield that raises up, behind the back window, like that's there. It comes up, the rotating license plates, the Lotus car from Spy Who Loved Me actually turns into a submarine. You can't drive it underwater in the game, but you can like drive right into the lake and drive on the water, which is awesome. So that's really cool. I think that's a super good addition to the game, and I'm probably going to pick that pack up when it hits this next Tuesday. And also the Halo Showcase event where you're driving the Warthog, and they show that off, and that looks so much fun, and I'm a big Halo fan, so I'm absolutely going to be taking part in that. Graham, you've never played a Forza game, right?
No, I have not.
Okay, so you're going to try this. I know you are because you have Game Pass.
Yes.
How excited are you? Like, how hyped are you for this based on what you've seen?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. And the main reason I'm excited is I think this game really showcases 4K HDR in its best. Like, I think this pushes the envelope for graphics, and I'm looking forward to see it. And I never want to make the commitment of the investment because I don't know how much I was going to actually play this game. So as much as I would really like to see it, I don't know if I can justify spending $60, $70, or $80, whatever it turned out to be. But the fact that it's on Game Pass, I'm 100% excited to try this out. I'm going to try it probably day one. I don't know how big the download is, but it's gonna be worth it. And I really think this could actually get me into it because I've enjoyed the racing games like way back in like the Need for Speed 2 days, like way back. I was trying to think of another game, but it didn't come to mind. Top Gear 2. So yeah, these are like way old school graphics and all that stuff. Nothing, nowhere along the lines of this. So no, I'm definitely excited. Yeah, I can't wait to try it out. Hopefully I'm good at it, and hopefully I'm hooked and I want to play it more.
Let's not get carried away, Graham.
Yeah, let's not. It's probably gonna be terrible, but it's gonna look awesome, right? That's the important thing.
Steven, how about you?
Obviously, I'm gonna be playing it. I like the Forza Horizon games. I used to be a mainline Forza fan, but I don't know. Track racing gets a little boring, but the Horizon games, like, it's really fun driving around the snow and then going into like the sand. Though I don't know if that ever happened, but in like Forza Horizon 3, there were like cross country races. Or cross-terrain races, I think was what they were called, or something like that.
Yeah.
Where, like, you would go from the sand to the water to the jungle. Like, that was awesome. And then you have, like, the weather, changes or, like, the season changes every 2 weeks. Yeah. Like, so it's going to vary the gameplay, and I'm really excited for the winter months. I love driving in the snow in-game. I've never lived in a place where I had to drive in snow in real life. So, I can't say... That's probably fun, but in video games, driving in the snow is the most fun. So yeah, I'm pumped for this game. It got phenomenal reviews. I'll probably pick the Halo pack up, and then I don't know. I don't really care about the James Bond pack that much, but I know you're excited for it. But I'm excited for the game, and the fact that I get it for not quite free because I pay for Game Pass, but free is awesome.
Free is awesome.
Yeah, free is great, right? And especially a game like this, I get, Sea of Thieves coming out for free because that game under-delivered and over-promised. It wasn't as bad as, like, No Man's Sky in that category, but it over-promised and under-delivered. And then, what was the other one? State of Decay 2. Graham, you've been playing some of that lately, and, like, I don't feel that if people had spent, full price on that game that they might have thought... Not everybody. Some would love it, right? But I don't think everybody would be like, "Oh, this was totally worth the money." Forza is one of those games.
I don't know if I'd be that way either.
Yeah, Forza is one of those games though that, man, if you're a racing fan, this is a great game and it's a lot of fun. And to see them include this makes me much more optimistic that we're going to see like Gears 5 included and Halo Infinite. So, pretty excited about that. But. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this next week. Free is awesome, so that definitely helps the budget for October because it's going to be a pretty messy month in that department. Yeah. So free is definitely good there. And so, Steven, I think you said seasons change every 2 weeks. I think it's actually more frequent than that. And
is it every week?
I think it's
I thought it was every 2 weeks.
I think it's weekly. So... Yeah, it changes much more. It changes more frequently. I'm just glad it's not like every 10, 15 minutes. I think that would be a little bit much. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The changing seasons basically make the map 4 times as big because it's gonna be a different kind of race in every kind of condition with each season. So that's gonna be really cool. All right,
it is weekly. It is weekly. I just googled it.
So the other thing from Inside Xbox, Phil Spencer showed up. They have this in 2 locations. They had it, part of it in England, and then they had, Britain, I should say. I do understand those 2 are different things. Not everybody does. But, Phil Spencer showed up in Redmond where they had the other part. Major Nelson was there and had a couple of announcements. So the biggest one is that keyboard and mouse support is coming for the Xbox One. And I know half our community is like, yay, and half our community is like, no, this is going to ruin Call of Duty for me or whatever. But here's a couple things with it. It's up to the developer whether to include it or not. The partnership, and they're partnering with Razer for a keyboard and mouse built for use with consoles. But if you don't want to buy that one, any USB mouse or keyboard will be compatible with the Xbox One. So, any of you guys interested in mouse and keyboard support, and do you think this will increase the amount of games that come to the Xbox One, games that are maybe more built for PC, but now will apply here?
Well, the reason I play on my Xbox as opposed to my computer, because I have a really good gaming computer and I could game on my computer if I wanted to, but I just like sitting back on my couch, and the keyboard and mouse are kind of make that harder. So I would need a way to play keyboard and mouse on my couch or recliner or whatever the hell you want to call it. To be interested. And I'm not interested in shooters. I like the controller. I do think it has the potential, depending on how it's implemented, of ruining shooters online, because mouse and keyboard is just better than controllers. But it might make it for more games like, I don't know, Civilization, with giving the potential to come to like Xbox or something like that. Like any of those strategy games. So I'm hoping that we get more of those, and I'm curious, and I don't want to go too deep down the weeds here, but I'm curious if this kind of shows where the next Xbox might be, if it might be more like a computer that you play on your couch. And I guess only time will tell.
Yeah. But
it does kind of feel like that. I don't know. Again, I don't want to go too far into speculation here.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't think shooters are gonna have mouse and keyboard support. And if they do, it'll be exclusively mouse and keyboard for, like, you know, in this dream scenario that, you know, some of these popular PC shooters showed up someday, or popular other PC games showed up on console. They'd be exclusively mouse and keyboard. I think once you start mixing those two communities together, like, there's a decided advantage for people with that mouse and keyboard. Yeah. It's much more precise.
Yeah, and then you would need, like, aim assist, and then people would complain and moan and gripe. So
yeah, and they don't want. They know that, and they don't want to deal with it. Graham, go ahead.
I'm thinking, okay, this is just a crazy thought I just had right now. So, say if they do add mouse and keyboard support for first-person shooters, maybe they'll do it so they're cross-play with PC. So these maybe some Play Anywhere titles, like Gears of War will be a Play Anywhere title. Like maybe these will allow like mouse and keyboard. That way they're competitive with PC players. So then I'm thinking maybe if you're on your own, because like I said, you don't want to be an unfair advantage, and like I don't want to play a controller with someone with mouse and keyboard because I'm terrible enough as it is, let alone giving them a mouse and a keyboard to kick my butt with. So I think some games will allow it, and I think maybe like crossplay will make it even better. But yeah, like I'm kind of leaning towards Steven on this one, how like maybe Civilization, the fact that it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, is like they're expanding beyond just PC, even though like Civilization Revolution was on Xbox. So there's a good chance that will be there, and City Skylines, that might as well. Well, it's already on Xbox, actually. But the fact you can use mouse and keyboard, I think some games will be better for that, and it'll allow it to be on the console. Another thing about what Steven said, too, about the Xbox is getting more towards the PC. I would say with the One X, it's starting to approach that with like graphics and being able to compete with 4K and HDR and stuff like that. So I can see them actually coming with like some like third-party peripheral where I guess kind of like goes on your lap or something like that, and a keyboard sits there, and you can have like a mouse. So I can see it opening up for that, and like who doesn't like more options, right? If you don't like it, then
sure.
No,
so
right?
First of all, real quick, Steven, Graham, the Master Race people are screaming at you right now for saying that the Xbox One is even close in graphics to PC. Because the best looking games on PC approaching. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're 200 yards away, you're still approaching it. But there's still really no comparison. The top level games on PC, how they look, like if you have the right, stuff to do it, right, graphics card, etc., to do it all, like Witcher 3, phenomenal on PC compared to anything on console, even with the Xbox One X enhanced stuff. So, anyway, Steven, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, games like Divinity Original Sin 2 and like Kerbal Space Program would do well with mouse and keyboard, and I'd imagine they'll add that. I mean, because those games came from the PC anyways, so I don't know how much work it is. They already have the controls down. I'm no expert here. I feel like those would probably be the games that they get it first. Games that like already have that support on PC. So if the games come out on PC, like that's the type of thing I think we'll see. But I don't know. I guess again, only time will tell. I know it's cop out answer, but
I think you're just going to see more games come because you see like Diablo with Blizzard, they had to, part of the biggest hurdle for them was getting a controller configuration that worked. To bring that game to console, and they pulled it off, but that took a long time.
Yeah.
For them to do, and now that's not a hurdle anymore. I think we're going to see a lot more games come from PC only to being on console, and specifically Xbox One, with until Sony brings it out too, which I'm sure they will. I bet we hear about it sometime between now and the next E3. So, but more options are better as long as it doesn't sway the competitive balance in any game.
Sure.
Right. Okay. All right. So last week we talked about Telltale and their demise, unfortunately, but they have pulled The Walking Dead, the final seasons, the full season pass from all stores, the Xbox Store, the PlayStation Store, etc. This is so they can hand off development to another company. Just more of a PSA for everybody. If you bought it, I'm not sure what happens. You might get a refund, but it's no longer available to buy to get future episodes leading up to the end because they're trying to hand off development of that game to another company to finish it off. Anything to mention on that, guys? Did any of you guys buy this?
No.
Okay.
But I'm really hoping that for the fans, even like people are really big fans of The Walking Dead, but not like big gamers, like they might have bought this just because it's not like a real challenging like game. It's basically a story-driven kind of thing. So it's always sad when you like. Could you imagine if they done like the Tomb Raider trilogy, but they only did like the first two, and like, well, we don't know how this is going to end. So, like, me personally, like even Mass Effect as well. Even though some people are like, well, they should have stopped that second one, but you kind of need that for like closure and stuff like that. So I would love to see another company pick this up, and just even if they're for the sake of just picking up. Just to finish it, to give people closure. I think people would rather that than just leave it like dead in the water. So hopefully that happens. You guys got any money for it?
No, Steven, nothing? Okay. So, yeah, I haven't bought it. I played through the first season, which I actually thought the story was phenomenal. I thought the final episode was fantastic. And that game actually won, I think, Polygon's Game of the Year in 2012. So... it was very good, but the quality has dropped a little bit, in my opinion, in recent years. So, gaminghubpodcast@gmail.com if, you're a huge Telltale fan. But they pulled it off the store, so that's it. Just wanted to let everybody know. All right. Steven, this is big for you because you're going. Microsoft is bringing back XO this year, which used to be a trade show. It went away for a long time. They're bringing it back this year. It's taking place in Mexico City, November 10th to 11th. Steven's got his bags packed already. Right?
Sure.
No, we're just kidding.
Hold your breath there, Tyler.
Yeah.
Hold your breath.
But
wait.
they're also doing a fan fest, which is going to take place in conjunction with it. And there's going to be a special 2-hour episode of Inside Xbox on Saturday, November 10th. So here's the big thing. Phil Spencer confirmed that there's going to be both first and third-party announcements made at the show. This is big because we just heard today that PSX is not happening this year. So
it makes me sad.
Yeah. But PSX is a no-go for this year, and they basically said it's because they just don't have enough new stuff, new announcements. They've got plenty of games coming.
Well, they showed Death Stranding like 5 more times, can't they?
Well, they just showed it at Tokyo Game Show. They showed a new trailer, Graham. So
yes.
You should go watch that. But
yeah, I thought about it, but no, I'm fine.
No.
I'll wait.
So Graham hates Death Stranding.
Don't
Kojima. He hates Kojima.
I hate ideas surrounding it that it's not coming out for another 20 years, but they're just going to keep giving you little tidbits so you have no idea what the hell is going on in there. So
again, at TXH Gaming Hub or TXH Gaming Hub on Twitch or Twitter if you'd like to attack Graham. So that's that. But yeah, they just said there's not going to be enough stuff coming. They've already got Spider-Man out the door, and Days Gone will be out in February. and the rest of their stuff still a little bit of a ways off. So they basically said that they wanted to have one. They're sad they couldn't, but anyway. But Xbox is having one in Mexico City, and are we excited for this? Like, this isn't something that I want to travel to. Apologies to our friends in Mexico that listen to the show, but you guys excited for the Inside Xbox to see what's going to happen? Like, announcements are already saying there's going to be announcements. I'm wondering what they could be.
Yes. I was excited for the last Inside Xbox, or not the one that just came.
The last one was actually decent. The one before.
Yeah, but the one in Germany during the
Gamescom. Yeah.
I was excited for that one, and that was 2 hours of misery. Yes. Like, thank God I was drinking during it. That was the only thing that made it fun. But no, I imagine this one will be better. Fable 4 confirmed.
Yeah.
But no, I hope. Like, I think it'll be good. So yeah, I will be watching it.
So when you see that it says first and third party announcements, do you think there's gonna be something like new, like we don't know, like that weren't announcements?
Yeah.
Well, they can announce
some of the stuff will be like, they might consider a new trailer an announcement, or
that's what
finally
I mean,
putting a release date on something an announcement, or something like that.
That's what I'm wondering, like a first-party title?
Yeah, we're going to get Game Pass announcements. We are not going to hear about the new console at this. That's an E3 thing.
Yeah.
Or they'll have, like, a controlled environment thing like they did in the tent last time in Redmond, where they revealed the Xbox One. But we'll get something here. We might get an announcement of a first-party game. We might possibly get a release date. Did you say Kinect, Graham? No.
Kinect 3.0.
No. Oh,
Graham's right. It's going to come.
Dear Lord.
Just for you, Tyler.
For me, like for everybody, that would be a nightmare scenario. Imagine if they made Kinect a mandatory purchase with the next Xbox. Oh my God. Like, just shut it down right there. But, yeah, but there'll be something announced. I don't know how big it'll be, but we'll get, like, Game Pass announcements, and stuff like that, too, so... But anyway, yeah, it'll be fun to see what they do, and it's a chance for them to have it just be about Xbox and not have to really compete with anybody that weekend like at E3, and just be able to kind of control the message and, hopefully put out some cool stuff like Sony has done with PSX the last few years. So,
yeah.
All right. Graham.
Yes.
I'm sure you've already put in a bunch of days off at work, but... The Fallout 76 beta starts on October 23rd on Xbox One and October 30th on PS4 and PC. So Xbox gets it 7 days early, but it's not going to be like an ongoing play whenever you want type of beta. They're going to have 4 to 8 hour play sessions daily. So Bethesda can tweak the game as they go. This reminds me a lot of Sea of Thieves, guys, when this was in the beta. Because they'd have, like, a 3-hour session, and then they'd ramp it up to eventually, 8 or 12, or for the whole weekend, or whatever it was. Right? Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's a little better than Sea of Thieves.
It will be. There's not hope. It will.
Okay, I hope it's a little better than Sea of Thieves, Graham. It's the full game that you're downloading, so it's about a 45 gigabyte download. The coolest thing, we talked about this before on the show, but progress carries over to the main game. So, Graham...
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 4 out of 10, how excited are you for this?
1 to 4 out of 10? I'm really excited for this. I think I would be more excited if it was like Fallout 5, because the whole online thing still has me a little worried that I'm not going to enjoy it as much as like I did with Fallout 4 and Fallout 3. So, but no, I'm still excited. I can't wait. I have the utmost faith in Bethesda. I'm really curious when these 4 to 8 hour sessions will be. I'm hoping the 8 hour ones will be on weekends, so I'm not forced to quit my job. No, I won't quit my job.
Yeah, you want these poor people at Bethesda, Graham, to work every weekend. That's what you want.
Yes, for me.
Graham, they're going to be spaced out enough to get an accurate representation of how many people log in at different times of the day.
Yeah. I understand.
But Graham just wants a schedule so he can decide which days to take off to play every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I can know when I could sleep, so I can wake up at like 4 in the morning. I'll adjust my schedule around it. Why not? And and like the fact that like your progress like saves for carryover, because I forget what level you have to be at, but I think maybe 5 before you can like engage in like fighting and
Yes.
stuff like that.
It's level 5 with other
So-
players. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like I'll live up really high, but it'd be kind of good. So when like the game actually fully comes out, it's like okay, now I don't have to worry about building it all up again and stuff like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. You guys got to be.
Yeah,
right?
I'm
me
with
slow.
you too, though, Graham, because like the reason I don't always play betas or demos or early technical alphas or whatever, like Sea of Thieves, is because I'm like, we're gonna be doing this when the game starts. Like, I don't want to do this so much that I get tired of it and have to
Yeah.
redo the whole beginning portion again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is pretty nice. And I'll probably play it, maybe not. It just depends how busy I am at the end of October.
Yeah.
Who knows at this point? But
there's a tiny game, a little indie game coming out, like 3 days after this starts.
oh, there's no way I'm playing
So,
Fallout.
yeah.
Forgot about that. I really did forget about that.
yeah.
Imagine that.
How'd you forget about that?
I don't know, because I'm trying not to be excited, dude. It's like less than a month away. We're speaking of Red Dead 2, by the way, for those of you
Yes.
not keeping track at home. And like I said, I get super hyped for games, and I don't want to play anything but that game. So like, I just don't play games for like 2 weeks before a big release if I'm excited for it. So I try to like temper expectation, or not even temper expectations, just like pretend it doesn't exist, and then like the day
Yeah.
of, it's like, oh, it's here, yay! Type of thing.
Who knew?
So, Graham, I want to let you take this next news story because, Steven, we need to say it.
I'll apologize. I'm sorry. I was wrong.
We were wrong and Graham
Doesn't
was
happen.
right.
Doesn't happen very often.
Now-
It rarely happens.
Now,
This is the
I'll
first
say,
time
I'm gonna throw this caveat in though, because Graham, you were bound to be right eventually, because you're always giving Nintendo benefit of the doubt.
Well,
Like,
do you
somebody-
remember?
like
somebody has to.
100% of the time, every time, and eventually you were gonna be right.
Not just that though, Graham or Tyler. Do you remember when Graham's like E3 predictions? Like he just threw
Yes.
little like softballs. Like Graham
Yes.
just likes to like literally say that all this stuff's gonna happen to cover all the bases. So even
Yeah.
if he's dead wrong about half of it, he's right about the other half because
Yeah.
he literally covers every single base.
Yeah, and Graham's like, my three predictions are this trilogy's going to come to the Nintendo Switch, and
Yes.
Star Wars
Which
Episode
didn't.
9 will be exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, the only place you can watch it. And, Switch is going to have a Zelda game.
Those
Stuff
were
like
his
that.
predictions.
But go back and listen to our E3 prediction show. Everything was like, something's coming to the Switch.
Well, I remember what my predictions were. They were wrong, but
They were.
Hey, can we play Tomb Raider on the Switch yet, Graham?
No, that was one of my predictions. So
It
yes.
was.
Oh, I remember it. All right,
But
but Graham,
anyway,
get into
Graham,
the story.
Can you just get to the point where I'm right? Where,
Yes,
like,
the
what
floor
people
is
want to hear?
yours. You were right. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's about cloud save. For people thought, okay, soon your subscription run out, you would lose all your data and all that stuff. That is not true. They say that it will last up to 180 days if your subscription lapses. So, and I think that is a fair amount. That's 6 months.
That's half a year.
It's like, I don't know how they compare to I think it's better in PlayStation. I can't confirm, but yes. So yeah, half a year.
It's either the same or better. Like I think PlayStation's it's either 3 or 6 months. I can't recall off the top of my head, but yeah, it's. I mean, I'm impressed. I wonder how much of this though is based on backlash from their announcement.
Well,
or
I
if
don't
this
know.
was always going to be the case.
I think this is going to always be the case. But
Well,
that's
of course you would
that's
say
the
that,
optimist
but-
in me, of course, Nintendo.
It's hard to say, but this is good for those that. I mean, to be fair, like I don't want to like make light because $20 is a lot to some people, but it's not the most expensive of the online
Yeah,
service.
comparatively,
of course, it's
it's
definitely
super-
not as good as the other two for a
Mhm.
lot of reasons. But at least with Cloud Save's confirmed or
Mm.
is concerned, it's not. I mean, $20 like. You could scrounge that up in 6 months, I'd imagine, for most people.
Yeah, I would think so. All right, so Graham, are you done gloating?
Yes.
Can we move
I
on?
was right. Okay, I'm done.
All right. All right, so before we move to the last news story, I just want to mention again, I know we have a lot of listeners that like to skip through the intros and everything, and that's cool to go right into the news. But if you're one of those listeners, you might want to go back and listen to the intros this time around, just this once. We have a major announcement about holiday giveaway, something really cool and I think really unique to our show that we're doing starting next week with the 12 Weeks of Christmas. And trust me, you don't want to miss a week of this. It's going to put you at a disadvantage. So go back and listen to that if you skipped over it, and get all the info on that so you're ready to go next week when we start. All right. Last news item we have, everybody. Red Dead Redemption 2's DLC is going to come out 30 days earlier on PS4 than Xbox One. We mentioned that earlier in the show. And the game is over 100 gigs to download.
What?
That's insane. RIP data cap for me.
Yep.
Next month. But Steven, I know you're super hyped for this game, as am I.
But he doesn't want to think about the game, though.
Yeah, what game's coming out? I don't know what game's coming out. I don't know what you're talking about.
But are you bummed that, we're going to get it on Xbox? Are you bummed that PlayStation gets that content 30 days early?
Yeah, except that GTA 5 didn't have any story expansions. At least I don't think. It had a lot of online stuff, but I don't think it ever did actually have like a story expansion. Red Dead 1 did, with, the Undead Nightmare. I actually didn't enjoy it as much as the base game, but I know a lot of people loved it. So I'm curious if they're going to do story expansions or if it's just going to be online. If it's just online, I really couldn't care less about it. But if it's expansions, yeah, I'm a little bummed because 30 days is pretty big, and I really don't like that this happens either way. But what can you do? I guess I could buy it on the PlayStation 4, but it's not going to look as good. And that's not taking a shot. Just the Xbox One X just genuinely looks better than the PS4 Pro for most games, or for games like that. So I would buy it on the Xbox.
Plus, Steven, I think this is the type of game where you're going to be able to choose graphics over frame rate.
Yeah, potentially.
I think, like I did with Tomb Raider, and I'm super glad I did, because holy crap, does that game look amazing on in 4K.
But I imagine this game's going to be absolutely stunning, so that I will be buying it on the Xbox for that reason alone. And I don't have a data cap, so 100 gigabytes doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yep.
But, Graham, you've gone from, like, I'm not getting it, to being on the fence. What is the state of Graham with Red Dead 2 today? We need to do weekly updates on this.
This week's update. But okay. When I hear that this is gonna be over 100 gigs, this just tells me this game is just gonna be full of life, like whether it's wildlife or NPCs, like really interesting stuff. So more and more I hear about it, more and more I'm curious about it. As far as the DLC 30 days earlier, I got a feeling it's gonna be kind of like GTA 5. It's just gonna be really supported heavily online. So I think most of this stuff, if not all of it, will be just for the online portion of it. But like, I don't know how excited I am for the online part of it, but I'm getting more and more excited for the overall base game. So we'll see how I feel next week. We'll come back for the update. So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else, guys, that you want to bring up news-wise before we head into releases?
Nope.
All right, so let's do that with releases and...
Now in stores.
Let's go start with Xbox. So, sorry, there I was in the wrong screen. Forza Horizon 4 comes out. We talked about it on the 2nd. You can get it already right now if you buy, like, the Super Ultimate Edition or whatever it is. I don't know why you do that unless you're like a super huge Forza fan. You just want all the car packs and whatever,
or you want to
just early.
Support the game studio.
Yeah, that's true. Like, that's cool. Like, that's totally valid if you want to do that. But Forza Horizon 4 on the 2nd. You can get Assassin's Creed Odyssey if you get the more expensive edition on the 2nd. Otherwise, it comes out on the 5th. And finally, WWE 2K18 on the 5th of October. So, games with gold. I apologize, Steven. I'm going to throw it to you for PlayStation first. Because for whatever reason, I didn't update Games with Gold for October. So you go ahead and take PlayStation, and I'll come back with Xbox.
All right. So all of these come out on the 2nd of October. You can get Mega Man 11, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like Tyler said, and only if you get the special edition. But then you can also get the Surge, the good, the bad, and the augmented. And then for PS Plus games, you can get Laser League and Friday the 13th, the game. Because it's October and they put a horror game, so nice them. Graham, Nintendo, get on it.
So for Nintendo releases. All right. So like Steven said with the PlayStation, Mega Man 11 will also be coming to the Nintendo Switch on October the 2nd. Also on October 2nd, another game that was on these other consoles is Batman: The Enemy Within, the Telltale series, which releases October 2nd. And then pretty big one. This is a Nintendo exclusive. I'll probably be picking this one up eventually. I don't know if we'll be on release day, but that is Super Mario Party, which will be available on October 5th. So a couple big ones for Nintendo.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was coming out so soon.
I didn't either. You said it the other day, Graham, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I thought that was middle of October. But yeah, it's really soon.
And Tyler,
And
just to clarify, it's WWE 2K19 that coming out, not
19, yeah. I should be correct on that. 2K18, from what I heard, was not that good. Graham, are you looking forward to 2K19 on Switch?
Of course I am.
No, you're not.
As soon as he announce it.
It's not coming.
Not yet.
No, it's not coming. They announced that it's not happening because 18 was such a disaster.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's unfortunate, but it's not my game of choice. I did own, I don't even know, 18 maybe. It came, I think, free when I bought an Xbox, and I'm pretty sure it's still in the plastic, which it's a shame, but that is the truth.
Oh, please. Graham has all the, action figures of the wrestlers and everything.
No, but my friend's
he's probably wearing his Hulkamania bandana right now.
Yeah, and I got my Coco Beware pants on.
You know Coco Beware is, so
yeah.
That says it all, Graham. Anyway, I'm now prepared for the show, an hour in, so we're ready to go. And Live Lock on Games with Gold is available through the 15th of October. If that doesn't do it for you, Overcooked, the first one, October 1st to 31st on Xbox One. From the 16th to November 15th, if you want to wait a couple weeks, Victor Vran. Stuntman Ignition, backwards compatible, the 1st to the 15th on Xbox One as well. So that is it for Games with Gold.
Yeah, real quick, Stuntman Ignition is it's a phenomenal game. I mean, it's not phenomenal and it's really fun. And if you haven't given it a go, it was actually, I loved that game on the 360, and I will be buying it again. Definitely check that out.
All right.
And apologize to Twitch because apparently I accidentally muted people when I was checking something. So my bad on that.
Oh boy, good job. We're only 126 episodes in. You think we have this stuff?
Well,
I wasn't ready. I didn't have really. I didn't have Games with Gold ready. So what the hell can I say? But anyway, that does it for releases. So what do we have for questions, Steven?
Man.
All right. Well, our first question comes actually from Twitch. I thought it was really good, so I put it in there. Santa Guys. I messed it up a few times before the show, so I'm glad I think I got it correct now. Asks, how do you balance work and school with video games? And I think he was asking me, but you guys work, and Tyler, you worked really long days before for you work really long days. So I think you can answer this question too, but I'll go first here. It's not easy, and there are weeks where I just don't play very many video games. Because, like I said, I mean, as much as I love it, and I do this, work and school are priorities. I mean, work pays the bills, and then school helps me get a degree so I can pay more bills and play more video games, you know. So there's a few days where I just don't get to play. I try to save most of my gaming for the weekend, and I end up, like, I've been staying at school. Like, it's harder when I had night classes because I'd work 5 days a week and go to school like after, and I'd be exhausted, and that sucked. But now I'm going to school during the day, so I just stay late at school for like 3-4 hours and get a bunch of homework done for my classes, so I can. And then I still get home at a reasonable time, and I still can maybe get an hour or two in of gaming. But that's basically how I do it. It's not easy, and like I said, like for any of you that are in the work school grind or just work long hours or have a family, maybe there's countless things that knock gaming down the pegs, and like focus on those. Those are important, but you do also have to find time for relaxation. Otherwise, the stress will kill you. So, I think actually having a planned out schedule definitely helps. Where you know, like, this is the day I'm gonna do this, and this, and then like unless you're a lot, I don't know if I'm like different, but I tend to overestimate the time it takes me to do stuff. I like to go big, so I'll be like, I'm gonna be there till like 8 o'clock at night, and then I'll just come home and go to bed or whatever. And I'm done at like 4:30, and I'm like, oh cool, I have like 5 hours I could play games, or you know. So that's me. Tyler, how did you do it with your?
Yeah, it's tough, and I think the better question, like for us, like, because we have one more, you know, variable to throw in there, which is this show, which
this is true.
That takes, honestly, like, not to talk it up or anything, but it probably takes more time than most of our listeners think it does to put together. We generally are kicking around ideas in party chat and whatever, almost every day, and talking about things that we can do and what we can do different. Like, we're in contact with each other every single day, whether it's in party chat or like a text chat that we have, things like that. We're in communication about this show every day, without fail, and that eats up time too. There are nights where we get on and we're like, oh, we're gonna play this, and 3 hours later, like, we've been talking about the podcast for 3 hours, and we haven't played anything. But I agree with you, Steven. It's about kind of having a schedule, which, you know, I'll kind of put it as like setting boundaries. Like, I know if I have to be up at like 5:15 the next morning for work, I need to get off to go to bed at like 10:30, the very, very latest for me. I'm not one of those people, Graham, that can operate on like, you know, 3-4 hours of sleep. Or in Graham's case, like an hour and a half.
You got to give yourself a little more credit, though, because, like, when I have to get up pretty early, I like to go to bed at 8.
Yeah, I suppose, right?
I'm the youngest of us, but I'm the most old man of us, so.
So, yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, I don't have a 40-hour a week job. You know, my job generally requires 50 and sometimes more per week. So, it's, you know, it's a balancing act. It really is. And I think what's super cool about a lot of our community is that, you know, we can relate with them in many ways, because a lot of our community has full-time jobs and families and all that stuff, right? And they have to balance all that, and they still find time to game. And it's amazing to me sometimes, like, how many games they play, all you guys out there. But, like, in our Discord and whatever. But I think it's just about, like, setting boundaries for yourself, and, you know, you gotta pay attention to things that are important in life. And if gaming's an escape for you and it's entertainment, it's relaxing, that's important. You know, it might not be as important as making sure the bills are paid. Get that. But it's also important because you want to make sure that you don't go insane, right? And let the stress get to you. So it's about setting boundaries, and it's just, you know, making sure you adhere to them, and that you take care of yourself. That's, you know, not only like how you eat and stuff like that, but also making sure that you leave time for things that you enjoy and bring you happiness and all that type of thing. I think that's really important too. I think that's just as important as, like, you know, eating right and exercising. So
I agree with
Graham?
that.
Okay, so as Tyler alluded to, I'm not big in the sleep department. So usually, like weekends, I'll get bigger gaming sessions in. But if there's a game that I really enjoy or I really want to play, I'll sacrifice some sleep so I can play that game. And sometimes, like even watching Netflix series or TV series, sometimes I'm like, I'll do one more episode. And I'm like, okay, it's 4 a.m. I'm going to get like 2.5 hours sleep if I go to bed right now. So I'm like, I got to go to bed. But then I usually pay for like maybe not the next day, but the day after because it catches up with me. But yeah, normally, especially if it's a really good game, then I can just keep on going through it. And I seem to survive. Not saying it's the best thing to do or recommend other people do it, but it works for me. So you got to find what works for you. And for some people, you could take a nap in the like after you get home and then like play a bunch. But I don't usually do that either. But no, it's tough. It's a balance, and it like especially with the podcast too, like Tyler said, and you got to fit in your gaming time because obviously you're gonna talk about games. So if you don't play them, you can't talk about them. So yeah, it's an ongoing effort.
All right. And Steven, before you hit the next question, just want to one more time throw it out to everybody. If you're one of our listeners that skips through the intros and everything and goes right into news, we get it. But go back and listen this week because we're talking about our holiday giveaway starting next week. I know it's just October, but we're calling it the 12 Weeks of Christmas. Really cool idea that we we think it's a cool idea. We hope you do too. That we came up with that is unique to our show as far as we know. And we're giving away a Nintendo Switch console to the winner. Everybody is eligible to win. And to get all the information for that, go back and listen to the intros before news, and you'll get all the details. Steven, what's the next question?
All right. We got Nuka Wander asks, do you feel like co-op would help her or not affect the next Fable if it's in the works?
I would say it would help. I think it was Fable 2 had like the co-op, maybe even Fable 3 had it. I don't quite remember. But like it was kind of like you had like orbs and you can like invite them in. I don't exactly how it went.
That's
like,
how I found a clan in Halo 3 actually, was through an orb in New Bowerstone Market.
Oh yeah, New Bowerstone Market. I remember that. So no, I think it would help. I think that's a great game that you could co-op with someone. Like I think when they did that, it was like kind of ahead of their time. Like they couldn't pull it off as great as they will this time. So I say this time like it's coming out, but no one knows if it's actually coming out. But fingers crossed. And I think this would be a great co-op game. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I'll go. Let me go first real quick, Steven, because I'm not the authority on this. So I'll just go real quick and then throw it to you. But I know what they shouldn't do, and that's what they tried to do with Legends.
Yes.
Nothing like that. Yes, nothing like that at all. Because I think that went a long way towards killing that game. So yeah. I think the single-player experience defined that game. The storytelling defined that game, or the franchise. So I think they need to be true to that in order for it to be really great. Steven, go ahead.
Yeah, as we hit on before, like having co-op only, like I like playing single player because the time I play differentiates throughout the week. And so it's even harder when you have to have two people that have like full-time jobs or whatever into that. But I don't see why it would hurt it if it wasn't co-op only. And even not affected, like it really can only do. It can only help because there are people that want to play co-op, like with their significant other or their kids or whatever. Even though Fable may not be the best game to play with your kids, but yeah, I don't think it would hurt for sure. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know if we're gonna get a new Fable, but I want it, so we'll see. We're good for the next question. You guys have anything else?
I think personally, I think a new Fable's a guarantee, but that's just me.
All right, next question. Mr. Jonas Blaine asks, are there any games that have failed massively in the past on previous generations that you would think are better suited to the current generation consoles? Yes. Brink. Next question.
Like, if they do it right, yeah.
Yeah, I think that game was trying to do too much with not as good technology. I think there's other things, just I can't think of off the top of my head. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't, like... I know I have an answer to this question other than Brink. I just can't think of it right now, and I'm a little disappointed in myself for that, but yes, there are games that failed before because of the technology more than anything else.
You know,
games that got too ambitious, yeah. Go ahead, Graham.
A game comes to mind for me is Rise, because Rise.
Yeah, but that was this generation.
Yeah, Graham, come on.
Well, I was thinking the 1X compared to the 1, but I guess.
Okay.
Because I feel like the game was really the short, like the graphics wasn't that great. Like
No,
I
that
just
was
think,
Rise's thing. It looked great at the
Yeah,
time.
Rise looked awesome.
yeah, it looked awesome, but
It was the QTEs that sucked.
Yeah, I
All
But go ahead, Graham.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Say
bad
your thing.
answer, bad answer. All right,
It's okay.
it's all I could think of right now, but I'm sure there's other ones. But yeah, like I felt like Rise could have been a better game, a bigger game, more to it.
Yeah.
So I just think maybe they tried to rush it out too soon. Maybe they should have just took more time on it. I'm not quite sure. But
Well, and part of the problem with that specific game, Graham, is that was initially intended to be a Kinect game.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they had to transition the entire thing to a controller-based game, and that's why we got QTE Fest
Yeah.
in it. I think there are a fair amount of games that are ahead of their time and would have been better suited to come later, but I think a lot of those actually released in this gen.
Yeah. And
Destiny comes to mind. Games like that.
yeah, hell, even like Knights of the Old Republic, and it did wonderful on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though, like if that came on current gen, like the way that looked with the gameplay, that'd be phenomenal. Like that'd probably be game of the year right there, assuming it was as good, just better looking and more smooth. So I don't know necessarily failed massively, but there's a lot of games that would be better now if they came out. But I mean, I'm sure there are games that failed massively that we're missing off the top of our head. So if you have any, let us know because we'd love to hear them. All right, how much time we got, Tyler? A couple more questions? Or?
Yeah, we can do like 2-3 more depending on time.
We got a quick one right now. Brian Richland asks, listening to music or podcasts while playing games, yay or nay?
I do, like, depending on the type of game. So if I'm kicking back and doing, like, Madden or something like that and grinding solos in Ultimate Team, then absolutely I'll throw a podcast on and listen to that. If I'm doing something that requires a lot of attention, like a shooter, something like that, or we're playing, like, NHL Online or whatever, or I really want to pay attention to the story, then probably not, because I'm going to get distracted. So
yeah, and you don't need to listen to music when we're playing NHL because you have me singing in your ear. And what could be better?
It's so wonderful.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, he's not being sarcastic at all.
That's music I wish I could turn off.
Yeah.
We have had to put like a moratorium on his Christmas singing. He gets a specific window every year in which he can sing Christmas songs. Because otherwise he would sing them all year.
I would. Christmas is amazing.
Yeah.
It's almost time. 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The window's subject to change.
No.
Yeah.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
We gotta have a vote.
For me, no. I can't concentrate. I did listen to podcasts while I played like FIFA back in the day, but even that, it's like I always miss something, and I don't know. Blind squirrel with a nut or whatever. The only time I really listen to music anymore, not blind squirrel, but just squirrel with a bunch of nuts around me. But is driving. It's the only time I listen to music.
Okay.
I just can't do it while playing games.
Speaking of, Forza might be a good game to listen to music or a podcast or something.
Sure, so, I do like the radios in those games though, so I kind of don't like listening to my own. Because a lot of times the commentary is funny, just like Grand Theft Auto. Like some of the commentary on some of those radio stations were really funny. And I'm hoping my horse has a built-in radio tuner on AM/FM tuner in Red Dead. Historical accuracy and all. Give that to me. But, no. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, maybe if the channels suck, I might do that, or if I get tired of the music. But. All right.
Graham, you're the biggest music guy of all of us, Graham, so we probably should have let you go first.
Well, yeah, I am a big fan of music, but there's only certain games that I will play music in the background. Like, I have a headset where I can play music while I'm, like, gaming. So, like, if I'm playing NHL, I can definitely play music in the background for that. And same with, like, Skate 3 or, like, a skateboarding game. Kind of games but any kind of game that's got like cutscenes and stuff like that. Like even some shooters, I could probably do it, even though I choose not to for the most part. But yeah, certain games it works, but most games no. I won't have music playing.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
All right, last question. I think this might be a long one. So,
Yeah.
JLT Stevens asked, "What are the best cinematic / cutscene games you have ever played in any console?"
That's tough. I'm
That
gonna
is.
say one that pops out to me right now was the intro to Far Cry 5. Like when I watched that, I'm like, this is amazing. Now, as far as any other cutscenes, none really stand out. I don't know if I actually went far enough in that game to see many others, but that intro was pretty phenomenal in my books. Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, just games I played recently, like, there were some moments in Shadow of the Tomb Raider that were fantastic. Like, Graham, you just finished it, so the moment where, and this isn't spoilerish, but she, like, falls into the water and then rises out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
That was an awesome moment in video games.
So cool.
Like, that's so cool.
Yeah. Definitely,
But,
that definitely stood out for me too, Tyler.
Yes, I actually recorded that because it was just like, that is so cool. They did that so well.
Yeah.
Steven, I thought the Spider-Man cutscenes were pretty good.
They were.
Most of them. I thought those were really good.
The ending cutscene was pretty epic.
Yep. And then, obviously, like Halo 2, like that iconic cutscene, you know, at the very beginning. Where he's got, like, the
bomb
or whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
that's the greatest, dude.
Yeah,
Number
that's
one.
like the GOAT cutscene, pretty much. But yeah, that's. I remember like they showed that when they showed off MCC for the first time, and my goodness, did that look amazing. So
Yeah.
like, and it's just a great cutscene. So yeah, there's lots.
Yeah, I mean, Sony fans are gonna get on us for probably not mentioning like Uncharted. I think Uncharted has some pretty good cutscenes, or at least just story. I don't know if they're cutscenes, and then The Last of Us cinematic wise. But I'll tell you, like, well, Kingdom Hearts is up there on my list. Halo, as you said, Kingdom Hearts had some really good ones. The Old Republic's intro videos were just phenomenal. Star Wars like movie clips, basically, or more like the cartoon shows. But, like, really well done. Oh, my gosh. I just lost it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no.
Come back.
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember.
Okay.
So my
Are you
Xbox
okay?
360, my Xbox 360 got a Red Ring of Death. So I had to send it in, and I had a PlayStation 2, and I bought Final Fantasy X. And even with having played, like, HD games on my 360, like, when I played Final Fantasy X, some of those cutscenes were just absolutely stunning on PS2. So I do own the remastered on my PlayStation. I just haven't gotten around to playing it. And I'm going to rebuy it on the Xbox, and I'll probably play it there. So I'm excited for that. But I just remember thinking, like, this is amazing looking, and it was a PS2 game. So let's see. I'll see if it still recaptures the magic, at least like with some of the cutscenes are concerned. But a lot of JRPGs have some really, really good cutscenes. Some of them are really long and exposition, but some of the like action-packed cutscenes are pretty good. Yeah. So that's on the top of my list.
Cool.
Right.
Well, Steven, we've got a giveaway to do for a monthly giveaway, and the best way, or the only way to be entered for that is to submit questions to be read on the show, just like the people that you just heard their questions. So, Steven, who's our winner for September?
All right, so our September winner, well, thank you, first of all, to everyone who entered questions. If they got read on the show, you got entered into the list. But our winner is For the Cog 32. So hit us up and claim your prize. You can message us anywhere either on Facebook or Discord or an email, whatever your choice is. But yeah, send us a message and claim it. And thank you guys all for submitting questions, and good luck next month. Tyler.
All right. And yeah, contact us to get your prize. So that is going to do it, guys, unless you have anything else.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. So we're sorry, guys. We're on a bit of a time frame tonight because we only get so much like storage space to use for podcasts for the month, and we're like right up against that. So I think we're just going to squeeze in with a couple minutes to spare. But just quick reminder, everybody, one last time, if you skip through the intros, go back and listen We're starting our holiday giveaway next week, 12 weeks of Christmas. Biggest giveaway we've ever had on this show. We're giving away a Nintendo Switch console. And you don't want to miss a single week of the event. It starts next week on episode 127. Don't miss that. But to get all the info, go back into the intros and listen to it. I'm trying to think here. Oh, to join our community, go on to Facebook, the Gaming Hub forums. Go on to Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub on Twitch. Make sure you hit that follow button. And from either of those places, you can get a link to our Discord where we have a lot of good conversation going all the time about video games and lots of other stuff. So please join our community. Also, joining our community is the only way you're going to be able to submit guesses for our 12 Weeks of Christmas giveaway. So make sure you do that. If you want to help support us, guys, all this stuff is possible because of the support you've given us. We appreciate it so much. You don't even know. There's a couple ways to do it. Twitch. Again, TXH Gaming Hub. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. If you choose to spend that on us, we would love that. We'd appreciate it so much. If not, spend it on somebody. Help them grow and achieve their goals. Otherwise, we have a Patreon page, patreon.com/gaminghub. And for as little as $5 a month, you are entered for a monthly giveaway of $60 for the console of your choice to spend how you want to spend it. That's it, guys, unless you have anything else.
Nope.
Nothing? All right, for Graham and Steven, I'm Tyler. We are the Gaming Host. You guys are awesome. You make this show what it is, this community what it is. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week with episode 127. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe, play some great games. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you, everyone, and take care and be safe.